Hello everyone. Welcome to part 2 of NetFlow Analyzer's free training series. In the first part, we talked about how bandwidth monitoring is getting tougher by day and some best practices to achieve operational goals, including NetFlow Analyzer in your network. In the second part, we will talk about how NetFlow Analyzer addresses unusual network behavior with a range of troubleshooting features and integrations. In this session, we'll cover how security module has a profound impact in securing your network from unknowns, how to strategize your monitoring to safeguard from potential mishaps, how NetFlow Analyzer helps prioritize your resource utilization. You will also see how NetFlow Analyzer enhances the monitoring scope with some integrations to top ticketing softwares and other ManageEngine solutions. Nullifying security concerns with security module. Every day, there are news stories about companies getting hacked and sensitive data being exposed. As a network admin, a data breach can be a nightmare, we know that. It means potentially facing angry customers, legal repercussions, and a damaged reputation for the company. Strong security helps you build a stronger defense against these ever present threats. As a network admin, you need to implement security measures that addresses both external and internal threats. NetFlow Analyzer follows a 5-step process in detecting anomalies. In the discovery stage, it collects NetFlow data from the interfaces. Then it detects anomalies by comparing current traffic patterns with historical baselines. You could restrict access to certain unauthorized or risky applications. You can track active sessions, suspicious login attempts, and security breaches. And lastly, you can configure thresholds to let NetFlow Analyzer alert you when there is a potential misuse of your network. NetFlow Analyzer is a powerful network traffic analysis tool that provides in-depth visibility into your network traffic. It goes beyond traditional methods by analyzing flow data and helping you identify anomalies that might indicate suspicious activity. The continuous stream mining engine performs network behavior anomalies, showing you the attacks by sensing them before they lead to a huge network issue, so that you can detect the internal and external threats, zero day intrusions, and find extensive incident details, correlation, and reporting. By leveraging flow data, you can have a dynamic understanding of your network activity compared to traditional methods. Besides empowering security teams to identify hidden threats and anomalies within traffic pattern, you will also be able to detect the threat proactively and respond faster. Additionally, NetFlow Analyzer integrates with threat intelligence feeds, keeping your organization updated on the latest cyber threats and vulnerabilities. So it identifies using advanced mining algorithms and categorizes the junk traffic into 4 different problem classes. So let me switch to the UI to show you them. In this UI, you'll have the security tab here. So as you can see, there are different problem classes listed here. So the bad source or destination problem class covers all flows that will have suspicious source or destination IP address, so that you can discover suspect IP addresses or the addresses that send excessive network broadcast. So in some cases, there are also flows that cannot be classified just as an anomaly just because they come from a suspicious IP address, because even the legitimate IP addresses can cause an attack to your network. So there are many attributes in a conversation, and we can detect all those attacks based on the character of such attributes. Suspect flows is one such class, and with suspect flows, you can find any problems other than suspicious source or destination IP address. The third one is the DDoS attacks, where it involves the flooding of hosts with continuous communication requests leading to bandwidth bottleneck. And as the name suggests, we'll suggest it under DDoS or flash crowd. The scans or probe attacks is where it classifies threats to vulnerable ports. Root cause analysis and proactive alert detection. Modern networks are complex with numerous interconnected components such as cloud services, virtual environments, IoT devices, and it can make your monitoring challenging, and it will become more harder to identify where issues originate from. Therefore, organizations often face contentious situations where different teams like network, security, application, and system teams point fingers at each other when network performance issues or security incidents arise. So, the strategy to mitigate such issues is to implement a structured RCA process to identify the origin objectively and focus on facts and data rather than opinions. When performance dips, application stall, or security breaches occur, finger pointing can begin. This blame game can significantly hinder the troubleshooting process and delay achieving a resolution. This situation needs the use of data from a network monitoring tool to identify anomalies and pinpoint issues to reduce reliance on guesswork and accusations. Analyzer can help you trace back to the origin of issues to remediate these problems with network forensics. Network forensics is a promising feature in NetFlow Analyzer to curb the recurring congestion issues with historical data collation and reporting. Traffic spikes or any unpredicted network behavior can be an occasional routine that enterprises have been facing of late given the technologies getting evolved. Let me switch to the UI to show how you can generate network forensics report. So under reports, you'll have NetFlow and then click on forensics. Here you can select a source, anything ranging from an interface or access point or a cloud interface. And you can select a device here and select an interface here and provide a criteria. So this criteria, you can include or exclude a particular traffic ranging for anything such as source network, destination network or address, application, port range, anything. You can include or exclude that. And you can provide a condition whether to match any of these or all of the following criteria and provide a time period. So you can have up to last 7 days report, or else you can customize this time period and apply filters such as business hour or weekend filter and click on generate report. So as you can see, we have this traffic for volume and then speed, utilization and packets. So you have the minimum and maximum range, the average and the standard deviation. You have the traffic for in and out, and you can also find the traffic for applications for that particular interface, and then source, the destination, the QoS policies based on DHCP and TOS, the TCP flags, next hop information, AS view, and then the conversation details, the MediaNet details. So under MediaNet reports, you have multiple of criteria you can look into, like media volume, and then RTT, and then jitter average and packet loss. So as we saw, network forensics offers a multitude of benefits for organizations. It empowers you to investigate security incidents effectively. So by analyzing network traffic data, you can identify the persisting issues and find the root cause of breaches, understand the attacker methods, and gather evidence for potential legal action. Since network forensics relies on raw data reports significantly, you can know every bit of the flow information and identify bottlenecks. So, as you might have known, faster identification and resolution of network issue lead to reduced downtime and improved network availability. And also, network forensics data can reveal insights into everything such as network resource utilization and traffic patterns. So, using this, you can know the utilization trend and conclude which areas of your network need upgrades and save on your enterprise budget. Lastly, network forensics also plays a crucial role in demonstrating compliance with industry regulations and internal security policies. By maintaining detailed network traffic logs, you can provide auditable evidence of network activity and security measures. Network Packet Sensor or NPS is an agent-type installation of NetFlow Analyzer that bundles different functionalities to fit the befitting monitoring advantages. It has extended support for non-flow devices monitoring with NetFlow Generator, and brought in deep packet inspection into a flow-based tool, and also introduces downtime or outage risk management with NetSpeed Tracker alerts. So you can install one agent and configure the same agent for all or any three functionalities. We discussed how NetFlow Generator has enhanced monitoring with non-flow devices support in the first part. And in this part, we will look at the other two functionalities like DPI and NetSpeed Tracker. While other tools in the market rely only on one major technology, NetFlow Analyzer brings to you the benefit of combining flow analysis with packet inspection capabilities. You can achieve a more comprehensive understanding of your network activity, improve threat detection, and troubleshoot performance issues more effectively. So DPI allows for deeper inspection of packet content, and you can identify malware signatures, URLs, or other threats that might be hidden within encrypted traffic flows. Switching to the UI, you have a separate tab here for DPI, but before you conclude this traffic data, all you have to do is go to settings, and then under item agents, you will have this network packet sensor. And in this settings, you might have to configure the DPI engine here to see the DPI data, and switch to this tab to find all the traffic information. So you have different traffic type for TCP, that is, you'll know the average ART and NRT values. So as you can see, this is for applications, and for you also have this traffic and response time metrics for source and then destination, and also for URLs. Likewise, you have average traffic volume for UDP. You can check this box here. And then NetFlow Analyzer will take you to this value, where as you can see, you have the traffic volume here for applications, and then source and destination, and also conversations. Next up, NetSpeed Tracker. So NetSpeed Tracker is helpful for network administrators who want to monitor and analyze their internet connection in real time. So by analyzing the upload and download volume of the network traffic at different intervals from 5 to 60 minutes that you configure. So similar like in the DPI, you have to go to settings, item agents, and network packet sensor, and you have this NetSpeed Tracker, and here you have to enable this and then click on any of these intervals that you want to configure, like 5, 10, 15, 30, and 60. And you can check on this box to let NetFlow Analyzer notify you when network is slow, and click on save. So you can find this NetSpeed Tracker reports under NetFlow, reports NetFlow, and then NetSpeed Tracker report. You can click on the sensor name, select a traffic type, and then select a time period. And by clicking on generate report, you'll have this value. So you have the upload and the download volume here, along with jitter and latency rates. Excuse me. On a big picture, by consolidating all three different monitoring services offered by NetSpeed Tracker helps you leverage historical data reporting, threat detection, server traffic monitoring, non-flow devices exporting monitoring, and then configurable or flexible data reporting. Continuous monitoring and powerful measures to curb mishaps round the clock or the hacks to immediate troubleshooting for complex networks. But to achieve the business bottom line, you need automation and proactive monitoring into the picture. Alerting systems in general can land you in trouble by bombarding your system with constant alarms, most of which turn out to be false positives, to the point where the security you can become desensitized to alerts due to high volume of irrelevant notifications. This can lead to missed threats and wasted time. With NetFlow Analyzer, you can filter the noises by low priority or repetitive alerts, streamline the alert stream, and then reduce noise. With descriptions added to the alert profiles, you can provide note for yourself to revisit or other personals in your team to have an understanding of why the alert rose in the first place. Therefore, you can get started with immediate remediation. Alerts from NetFlow Analyzer helps you automate risk management with letting you set thresholds and alarms to notify you at the earliest sign of trouble. We've got your monitoring troubles covered with different type of alerts, as you can see, like real-time, aggregated, traffic pattern, and security alerts. So real-time alerts will be generated when the data usage threshold is violated more than the permitted number of times. Aggregated alert, as the name suggests, goes off when the total number of volume or packets over the given time period crosses the threshold. And traffic pattern alerts will arise when there is a deviation from the regular traffic behavior. And lastly, the security alerts will be generated when any security event occurs. Switching to the UI, you have this under settings and NetFlow and then alert profiles. So as you can see, we have different types of alerts listed here. So one thing before we start off with explaining each of this is you have this linked down alert enabled by default so that the NetFlow Analyzer can alert when there is any outage or downtime issues. And to continue, you can click on add to create a new alert profile and give a profile name and description. So as we discussed just before, you can give this description so that you can know why you created that alert profile in the first place, or your co-workers can know that. You can click on the select source like IP group, interface, access point, or SSID group. And you can modify this selection. Define an alert criteria, whether for in or out traffic or combined, and set the threshold. So this threshold can be for anything ranging from volume, speed, or even packets. And you will select the severity here and choose a value where you will select a notification template, and you can click on save to create one alert profile. Similarly, for aggregated alert, you can click on this add and then provide a profile name description and then select a source. And as we saw for the aggregated alert, we'll have a time frame for which you can give the alert profile, and you can select this custom or periodic based on your monitoring requirements, and then define a threshold here. So whether it is for volume or packets, and then provide a severity and then an action where you choose any of the notification templates here, which we'll look at in a few minutes, and then click on save. For traffic pattern, here you will provide a profile name and the description, and select a source here, whether it is for all the interfaces, or you can modify this selection based on device. And by clicking on advanced settings, you can actually provide a limit, whether it is for it can be for in traffic or out traffic, and you can provide an upper limit here, the deviation that is allowed here, and the out traffic upper limit and the out traffic lower limit. And likewise, you can also select a severity and then a notification template. Under security, you can click on add and then again select a source. So this can be for anything like any individual entity where you see that as a security threat. Click on it, and then you can provide the condition whether to match all or match any of the following. And as you can see, you can select a different IP address, or you can also provide a source port or destination port value. And then when the value equals or if it doesn't equal, the alert will be generated on the provided mail address. So as we saw just before, you can add a notification template in NetFlow Analyzer for every alert to receive when there are no flows received between 3 to 30 minutes or when the link goes down. So NetFlow Analyzer has an extensive type of notification template like email, SMS, log tickets, etc. In the UI, you can find this under settings and again NetFlow and notification templates, or you can just simply switch to this tab here and click on notification templates. And by clicking on add, you can see the different type of notification templates as discussed. So email to get alerted to your configured mail address, and then SMS for receiving a message on any anomalies, and trap and syslog profile for getting notified by syslog messages, or else to receive any SNMP traps when any configured criteria is met. And we also have some third-party integrations by webhook or logger ticket that we look into at some time. Next up, it's the prioritizing traffic needs, your first line of defense. So networks carry a critical burden in today's data-driven world. With this increased reliance comes a complex challenge, that is ensuring that critical traffic gets the priority it deserves. Excuse me. Network congestion can occur when too much traffic tries to utilize the same resource all at once. With no dedicated policies or restrictions, some symptoms your network might show are poor VoIP calls, video conferencing issues, ERP system slowness, slow access to the internet. So you'll have a frequent call drop, jitter, and poor audio quality, or your video might get pixelated, or your screen might freeze, or there will be slow transaction processing and data retrieval delays. And there are some cases where your internet speed are just low and there is no access to the internet, and delayed cloud application responses. To regulate the bandwidth allocation or rate at which the network is used, traffic shaping becomes a business imperative. In these cases, ACL or access control list is a feature that lets you deny or allow access to a specific IP address. So you can filter out traffic for layer 4 applications by blocking IP addresses that hog your network. So as you can see in the screenshot, you can either create a new ACL or select an existing one to either permit or deny access. In the UI, you can find this under inventory, and you can click on any of the device. You'll find this ACL option here. So as I told you before, you have a different types of existing ACL which you can edit, or else you can add a new ACL by clicking on add, and then you can select a type whether it is standard or extended. So in standard ACL you can permit or deny traffic for any particular IP address based on source host or source network criteria. Whereas in extended ACL you have an option to select any particular protocol, and then also provide a criteria where you can select both source and destination host or network. And by clicking on save, that particular ACL will be added here. Another option is service policy. So under service policy, you will have different policies and different classes. First, you might have to select a class and then add the policy to it. The next is QoS monitoring. So this is a significant feature in NetFlow Analyzer that helps give you priority to real-time data so that the packets doesn't get stuck in traffic. Say you are a large enterprise with 1,000 plus employees and you have multiple branch offices and significant remote workforce. So the initial network environment had 2 Gbps internet connection. Let's say that your network is facing difficulty, like average latency is 150 and jitter is up to 100. So first what you'll do is, With NetFlow Analyzer, you can conduct a thorough traffic analysis using the packet capture tool in NetFlow, and then you can identify the priority applications such as VoIP or ERP, and then you can classify these traffic or categorize this traffic based on the priority. So in the UI, you can select any of this interface, and then you can see this QoS policies. So by QoS policy, you can mark packets such as DACP 46 to VoIP traffic and DACP 26 for ERP system, and lowest priority traffic can be classified under DACP 10. So now that you have applied the policies and you have seen what effect it's going to have, you should also know that if the monitoring is offering you some benefit and if there is any insight that can make a difference. CBQOS in this regard will show you the difference between pre-policy and post-policy performance with the CBQOS graph. So you can find out if the applied policies actually work for your network. And by the before mentioned example, after applying the DACP values, you can find the difference such as where the latency was 150 and 100, it has reduced to 50 and 20 for jitter, hence assuring that the applied QoS has worked. So you can find the QoS policies under this tab. As you can see, there is this pre-policy and post-policy graph, and you also have the drop traffic graph here. This is based on volume, speed. You can also find this per queue and then packets, so that you will know the effectiveness of the applied QoS policies. Cumulative group settings in NetFlow Analyzer allows the aggregation of network flow data. Hence, you will have a simplified data analysis where you have meaningful groups for easier interpretation. You have enhanced traffic visibility into specific traffic types and usage patterns. You can identify and resolve bottlenecks, and you can improve the network performance. You can also have a customizable reporting feature which will allow for tailored reports based on specific business needs. So you can sort out this one under settings, NetFlow, and then group settings. So as you can see, the different group types like device, interface, where you can create a consolidated interface view to view the reports and alarms, the IP groups, and then the application groups like business critical ones and non-critical ones, the DACP groups, access point groups, SSID groups, and autonomous system groups. So if you want to enter or add any one of the groups, just click on add, and you can provide a group name and the description and select any of the devices, or you can also create a group based on the criteria, like if it is a device name or IP network or IP range, and then you can click on save to match that particular criteria and create a group under this. NetFlow Analyzer capabilities can be further enhanced by integrating with other IT products. Product integrations are not mere add-ons, but are strategic tools that can significantly enhance the value proposition of NetFlow Analyzer. By leveraging integrations, you can gain deeper network insights, automate tasks, improve security posture, and optimize IT resource allocation, ultimately leading to a more secure and well-performing network. Direct integrations NetFlow Analyzer offers are Network Configuration Manager, ManageEngine Oputils, and ManageEngine Applications Manager. Network Configuration Manager integration allows you to monitor and manage configuration changes, By enabling this add-on, you can monitor configuration and changes, backup your device configurations, and audit configurations for compliance. So you have a separate tab here in NetFlow Analyzer for NCM. So you can click on one of this and see the summary of this, including IP address, device name, device template, backup status, the firmware vulnerabilities, inventory, hardware details, and the backup summary here, the compliance status and operations. And you can also have a dashboard for the NCM. So as you can see, NetFlow Analyzer allows you to configure this dashboard as well, where you have vulnerability severity summary, EOL summary, configuration backup summary, and all the recent 10 configuration changes, network policy violations, etc. So the next integration we have is Oputils, which is an IP address and switch port management software. So Oputils is now available as an add-on in NetFlow Analyzer. By enabling this add-on, you can have in-depth insights into network ports, information about connected devices. You'll have the ability to inspect IP addresses more precisely, and it also has intuitive widgets that enable easier management. Just like NCM, you also have a different module for IPAM here. So under IP address manager, you can find the used, available, and transient IP addresses. Under switch port mapper, you have a separate tab for usage, like you have ports and different port view, the port history, and the alerts. And under rogue detection, you also have the different MAC addresses discovered, the IP addresses, connected switch data, NIC type, etc. And you can also configure a dashboard for this view also. So you have this Oputils dashboard where you have top 10 subnets with occupied IP addresses. You can also monitor DNS status summary, the IP availability summary, and the NIC type summary here with OS type summary. ManageEngine Applications Manager is a software that monitors application performance, servers, databases, clouds, etc. So before this integration, the NFA will show you the utilization for layer 4 and layer 7 application, and you will be able to monitor your whole organization's homegrown applications with custom mapping them. But with this integration, you can map all your applications manager application to NetFlow Analyzer and monitor the traffic activity and find the bandwidth hogging applications in your network. So let me show you how you can get started with this. You'll go to settings, and then under general settings, you have third-party integrations. And under this, you have applications manager. By clicking on this configure, you can add the details, the server details, and the API key, and then check on all these boxes like fetch services, fetch DNS names, fetch details. And by clicking on save, you'll be able to sync all the application manager applications to NetFlow Analyzer and find its data. So this one will be listed under cloud services. So since the above discussed products or ManageEngine solution, it suffices to say that you get the benefits that can turn your network monitoring a cakewalk. Since configurations, services monitoring, and IPs and switch port management are taken care of, you get end-to-end visibility under a single unified console so that you can reduce bottlenecks without hassles. You get performance insight both from your mobile application and web console, and that can lead you to more efficient monitoring and accelerate your troubleshooting process. Cloud traffic monitoring allows you to capture, monitor, or store the in and out traffic data that passes through the network interfaces in your VPC with Amazon CloudWatch Logs API. So you can find this option under settings and then discovery and then export cloud flow. So you can click on this add To add your AWS username, access key, and then AWS secret access key, the polling interval for which you want the NetFlow Analyzer to show you the data, and click on Next. So we already have this configured, and as you can see, there are different interfaces here. You can find these traffic under inventory, and then we have these interfaces listed here, as you can see. You can also use NFA grouping feature to create a device group in this. Risk remediation means having a tool to notify you in case of mishaps anytime, anywhere. Integrating with ticketing system allows you to automatically generate trouble tickets based on anomalies detected by NetFlow Analyzer so that you are in the known as soon as an incident occurs. You can also configure some of the integrations to create an alert automatically in any one of the popular ticketing softwares that you use. So with run program and log a ticket template, as we saw earlier in the notification templates, you can configure these third-party integrations. So settings and then general settings, and under third-party integrations, you have different third-party integrations like Service Desk Plus Cloud, and then ServiceNow, Jira Service Management, etc. You can integrate webhooks with NetFlow Analyzer to send information to specified webhook URL of any integrated application such as Microsoft Teams, Cisco WebEx, Telegram, and PagerDuty. So when any network incident occurs, you could easily transfer app data or alarms to the URL you have specified without any hassles. So you can find this under Settings and then NetFlow, and under Notification Templates, you can click on this Invoke a Webhook, and all you have to do is select a template name, and then you can click on this to enter the URL and request headers and provide the header value and the user agent or the timeout, and then click on Save option. We are nearing the end of this session, and it's time we revisit what we covered so far. So we saw how besides performance woes elimination, NetFlow Analyzer's security module can make a difference, how important is root cause analysis, and why NetFlow Analyzer stands as a proactive detection and alert system, how prioritization of traffic is significant for your enterprise, and finally, integrations and add-ons of NetFlow Analyzer is all about simplifying issue resolution and management enhancement. So you can feel free to go through the resources about NetFlow Analyzer with these links, or try our publicly available demo to get an hands-on experience on our products. In the meanwhile, we'll start a poll for you to rate about this session. Please vote your choices. We also offer certification courses for you to get to the bits and pieces of the product and its implementation basics. So by joining this, you can have an easy implementation and you can learn hacks to get the best monitoring potential out of each feature of NetFlow Analyzer. NetFlow Analyzer has been considered a signature bandwidth monitoring solution by many enterprises. So if you are one customer who has benefited from our product, we would love to hear your review. You can use this QR code to share your experience with us on Gartner website and get a $25 gift card. And the link is also available in the chat panel for your reference. I'm signing off, and I would like to thank you all for being such an amazing audience. It's been a wonderful session, and I hope you benefited from the series. Thank you.